Hey there, how there, ho there. It's Jeff Cutter Diamond. Welcome you to yet another Stone Cold Hockey video. We're doing the 1970-71 Habitants. We had a very terrible stretch last video because we kept tying and losing, and then, the rules were we can't do those games. We're down to our last 8 games of the 1970-71 regular season. Boston is crushing it right now. They're 20 points ahead of us and the Rangers, which means Boston is the 1 seed in the East no matter what. We're fighting the Rangers for second, which means we would avoid Boston in the first round of the playoffs. Because the NHL, in their infinite wisdom, decided to go 1 versus 3 and 2 versus 4 instead of 1 versus 4, 2 versus 3. So right now it is definitely going to be Toronto. Well, there's no Buffalo, Vancouver, Detroit in the playoffs. Buffalo doing quite well in their first season, so is Vancouver. Detroit, they're the dead things. So it's a dogfight with 8 games left for second place to avoid Boston. We're trying not to get that 3 spot. Us, Rangers, or Toronto. In the West, Chicago all but crushed the West. They're the only team above 500. Minnesota's 2 games below 500. Pittsburgh and St. Louis kind of might be comfortable enough. We know Cal's not in the playoffs, but Philly and LA still have a little bit of a chance. I can't remember in real life if they made the playoffs in 1971. I know LA didn't. Regardless of that, Phil Esposito with 59 goals with 8 games left. Amazing. Danny Grant's got 48 for the North Stars. Ken Hodge Sr. and Dave Keelan have 44 each. Our best guy is Yvonne Cornway, who's 8th with 34, behind Busick, Bobby Hall, Gilbert Perreault. Pete Mahovlich is 12th with 30, and Jacques Lemaire and John Belleville both have 26, so they're in the top 20 as well. Assist-wise, Bobby Orr will have the assisting. J.C. Tremblay trying to hold off Busick for second in assists. He has 53. Busick has 49. Belleville's 5th with 47. Behind Pat Stapleton has 48. Walkachuk has 47 as well. Kitchener, I'm saying it. Sorry. And points-wise, Bobby Orr's almost got this. The top 4 are all points. Orr, Espo, Busick, and Hodge all from Boston. Keon's got 85, trying to crack that thing. Belleville's 8th with 73 points. That's not bad. Primo Hodge 17th, Tremblay 18th. Penalty minutes wise, Keith Megson with 291. Wow. Dennis Hextall 2nd, Dan Maloney 3rd. Pete Mahovlich 169 penalty minutes. He's a goal scorer. He has more than John Ferguson. And Fergie's a policeman, if you will. Goes against, Ed Jackman has the best with Tony Esposito and Jacques Plante behind him. We have dived. Myers now 7th and Rookie's 9th on the list. We have really dove off. Standings wise, you see there, we've gotten terrible at home. We don't have the second best home record in the NHL. Boston is yet to lose at home. They only got 7 road losses. Only Chicago has fewer than 10 road losses. We're 23, 4 and 7 at home, but on the road, only 4 games above 500. Only. We've scored 265 goals, which is second in the NHL behind those pesky Bruins and ahead of Chicago. And we've given up 188. We're 4th in our division and 5th overall. Minnesota's gotten 189 against. Teams wise, yeah, we have 8 games left. We play the Rangers twice, the Bruins twice, Buffalo, Philly, Detroit, and Chicago once. Rookie Vachon is 21, 10, and 5. Meyer 16, 7, 5. Dryden 4, 1, and 1. Pretty good. Sean Belleville 73 points. People Oliver 61. Jason Tremblay 61. Highlights. Our best game was against California at 9-1. When we crushed those Golden Seals February 13th, we got crushed by them. And then we lost 7-1 to Boston. That's our worst loss. Best wins. Well, Minnesota hasn't beaten a team by more than 4 goals. They're the only team to do so. Worst defeats. Only the Rangers and Bruins have not lost a game by 4 goals. So we have plenty of hat tricks to go along. 35 hat tricks. 4 hat tricks by Bruins team. Most memorable game right now is Boston's 6-5 win over Toronto on November 29th when Toronto was up 3-0. Boston beats LA 8-4 as LA had a 4-1 lead and gave up 7 straight goals. And we have the third best game, Montreal Detroit, 7-5. And all that. So we look at the standings. We play Buffalo right now. We won the last game, so we get to qualify. Boston beats Philly 6-3. LA beats Pittsburgh 6-2. Detroit beat St. Louis 4-1. And the Rangers beat the Leafs 5-1. So we must beat Buffalo to keep pace with those pesky Rangers. We have Rogie in the net against Joe Daly, who would do much better in the WHA for the Winnipeg Jets. Look it up, people. Roger Crozier or Dave Dryden. If Dave Dryden was in net, I was going to use Ken Dryden to start. We have Corn White, the Roadrunner, Petey Mahovlich, Jacques Lemaire, yes, he of the Trap coach and coach of the Devils and Wild. Gentleman John Beliveau in his final season. Mark Tardif, who would do better in the WHA. The Big M, Frank Mahovlich. We have him on our squad now. The Policeman, John Ferguson. Point 2, LaPointe. Defense, Dom Arigato, Philip Roberto. Their Pocket Rocket Richard, J.C. Tremblay, who also was better in the WHA. Claude LaRose, Ray-Jean Peanut Houle, Bobby Sheehan, Serge Savard in his younger days. Leon Rochford, Terry Harper, Larry Plow, another WHA icon, as cats are meowing in the background. Jacques Perrier at defense, as well as Pierre Bouchard, youngsters. Buffalo, inaugural season for them. Gilbert Pro, the first draft pick of the Sabres in history, number 11, because of the roulette wheel. Clear the track, here comes Eddie Shack, playing for them too. Jerry Meehan, Donnie Marshall, former Habitant. Steve Atkinson, Phil Goyette, Ron Anderson, Paul Andreev, Larry Keenan, Dick Duff, former Hab and Leaf, Floyd Smith, future Leaf head coach, Reg Fleming, the first NHLer to hit CTE, Doug Barry, Skip Craig, Kevin O'Shea, he should be with Chicago, Al Hamilton, who would have his number retired by the Oilers while his WJ days, Jim Watson before he went to the Philly, Randy Rizarab, Tracy Pratt, Babe Pratt's son, Sean Talbot, known for his tracksuits when he was coaching the Rangers, Billy Inglis, and Francis Lacombe, former Golden Seal. 5 minutes into the game, Buffalo Skiers. Phil Goya at his 16th. I think he was a former Hab from Shaq and Marshall. Makes it 1-0. Penalty for Mark Tartuffe. Buffalo takes their Skiers. Peppa power play goal. Larry Keenan. I don't know if he was related to Mike Keenan, but he was better off. Hamilton and Perreault with the assists. We're in trouble. 6 minutes later, we get another penalty. It's Ferguson. O'Shea gets hit. And we kill the zone on Dickie Duff. Pistol Pete Mahovlich, his 31st from Frank Mahovlich. 2-1. Hey. Much later. John Delliveau, 27. That's a rarity. The goal scorer and the 2 assist guys all with the same number. 27, 27, 27, 27. Much later. Buffalo Jets. Ooh, Atkinson. And Keenan tries. Getting near the end of the period. Turned by A, 35th from Blow and John Bellyville. Blow and Bellyville. Hey, that rhymes. And 3-2 headed to the third period. Buffalo's really playing for pride. The big 24 from Bellyville. 4 minutes later, it's Pratt. LaRose is stretching and Trumper and Belliveau. It's 5-2. Now Buffalo's probably going to change goalies. They have nothing to lose. They're going to go with Dave Dryden, which means we're going to go with Ken. We're at 5-2. We'll be okay. Reg Fleming. Step up hard by goal. and Rijon. Peanut, cool. I think Buffalo was up 2-0 at one point. And Pistol P hit second from Lemaire and Rochford, 7-2. Wow. Chef has a score, but we win the game 7-2. Hard to believe. Yeah, we were down 2-0 in the first 6 minutes. It took first 15 minutes we were down 2-0, and in 45 minutes we scored 7 goals. Going on to Keenan for Buffalo, we scored Pete Mahovlich, then Belleville, Cornway, Frank Mahovlich, Lodros, Lemaire, and then Pete Mahovlich again. We were on fire, man. Lots of people scoring points. 7-2. We crushed it. Sunday, we are in New York to face those pesky Rangers. Fight for second. Boston beats Buffalo. Chicago beats Detroit. Cali beats Los Angeles. Toronto and Philly tie. And Vancouver crushes Minnesota. So we have to go to New York. And Rogie gets to start against Vermeulen. So Rogie back in the nets for us. This is a battle for second. I think we're tied. Yeah, we are tied, but we're second because we have more wins. Yeah, if we want to do the real record, we have to be 0-5-2. I doubt that highly. I think we'll win. The Rangers have to be, 9-2 and -4. Nevertheless, the Rangers have Davey Ballin, former Hab. I think he was a former Hab. Ron Gilbert, who had spinal problems because he slipped on an ice cream container at a hockey game in Guelph. Look it up, people. Well, Kachuk, Kitchener, Jean Martel, Vic Hadfield, known for throwing that mask of Bernie Prawns into the MSG crowd during the playoffs that year. Bob Nevin, who sunk the Leafs in that playoff series, former Leaf himself. Ted Irvin, whose son would be better known than him, and he was Chris Jericho. Pete Stemkowski, the Polish rifle. Bruce McGregor, Jim Chief Nielsen, Brad Park, his power, Bill Fairbairn, Jack Eagers, Kitchener, look it up. Rod Sealing, Kitchener. Ron Stewart, not Kitchener, but anyway, former Leaf and Blue, my previous stuff. Tim Horton, known for his bear hugs and bear claws. Glenn Saver, yes, that Glenn Saver there. Andre Dupont, before he was a Flyer. Larry Brown, not the basketball coach. Dale Rolfe, Jim Kolicki, and Abby DeMarco. Hello. Break the walls down. Ted Irvin, his 21st. And Vic Hadfield. So Irvin from Hatfield. They're trying to kill us off. Rod Gilbert? No. Brad Park. Nice stop. Macarena. He's 15 from Brad Park. We're down 2-0 through 20. I wouldn't worry if I were you. 5 minutes later. Jack Eagers. No. 3 minutes. Chance for Gilbert. No. 5 minutes later. Scored 8-0. Buddy Nevin. Former Leaf puts it in. His 27 from Stewart and Timmy Horton. 3-0. We're in trouble. We're down 2-0. Davey Ballin. Eyes on the bouncing ball. From Chef. 4-0. What is wrong with Rogie? What's wrong with us? Ted Irvin? No. Yeah, we are in trouble. We're down 4-0. We're both playing back to back. Get Dryden in the net. We gotta do something. Not take penalties. Nevin misses. LaPointe scores. Point to Shorty. From Lemaire and Tremblay makes it 4-1. No shot by Fick or Eagers. 2 minutes later. Dr. Bear scores. Wilson and Horton. There's 26. 5-1. Whoa, just what? Another game simulated, huh? Chance for Irvin. Oh boy. Target for 2. And look at that. Kitchener. I'm sure. Wow, we just got our butts handed to us 6-1. Rangers are now in second place. We're trying to avoid Boston. So the 1-3-2-4 format. Guy Lapointe, the only goal for us. Irvin, McGregor, Nevin, Bowne, Gilbert, and Kachuk. 6 different Rangers scoring on us. We had 2 penalties. Nope. The next game has to be simulated. Minnesota beat LA, Rangers beat Buffalo, and Vancouver beat St. Louis. Yeah, our game against Philly must be simulated because we lost the last one. Boston when Chicago won. Toronto beat Cali 2-1. We beat Philly 2-0. Fashan with a shutout. LaRose and Lemaire with the goals. And Pittsburgh beat Detroit. Detroit beat Vancouver. LA beat Toronto. And Philly beat Minnesota. On the 26th, nothing happened. Vancouver, Buffalo, and St. Louis beat California. Our game against, we had to play Detroit. We had to play the dead things. Boston crushes the Rangers, Philly, Chicago tie, and LA beats St. Louis. We play the Red Wings, and it will be Rogie against Rutherford, with Roy Edwards, Don McLeod, and Jerry Gray being the goalies. So yeah, Rogie in the net. Tom Webster, known for his WHA play. Mr. Hockey, Gordie Howe, still around. I think this was his final season in the NHL. Alex DeVecchio, part of the production line, still in the NHL. Nick Libet, Gary Bergman, Rene Leclerc, Guy Charon, the guy who we traded to Detroit in the Frank Mahovich deal. Mickey Redmond, same sentiment. They're making their way to Montreal. I think this is the first time Detroit's been in Montreal. Billy Deeb, former Penguin. Bill Collins, former Hab. Yeah, we've seen him before. Ryan Berenson. Surprised the Blues betrayed him in Detroit. Tim Ecclestone still in Detroit. Wow. Mike Robitaille, Hank Monteith, Don Luce, Kitchener. Look it up, people. Ron Harris, the guy alongside Larry Callahan who accidentally killed Bill Masterton. Jerry Hart, Arnie Brown, former Ranger, Tom Miller, and Al Carlander. Yeah, we'll just make this our final one. Whoa! Cartoon! 19 on Frank scored. Beat up on his former team. 4 minutes later. Double hit. 5 minutes later. Whoa! Pistol Pete Avalanche. Straight third from the Rose and Belly Button. 2 more minutes. Whoa! Triple breakthrough. The 16 from Richard and Sheehan. 4 minutes later. Detroit is not trying anymore. And Jim Rutherford is going to be yanked. Jerry Gray's coming in because they have nothing to play for. And Jeff Lemire is advantage is 29 from Big M and Lejean. So Mahalo just 3 assists against these guys. Well, Mahalo has 3 assists and he's 6 for this time. Harper and Belzo with 6-0. It's just what the doctor ordered. 5 minutes later. They're probably going to score. Billy D. Next week, Frank scores. Second goal of the game. And Belly goal. 7-0. Unfreaking real. But they score. Arnie Brown. Well, no shutout for Rogie. Berenson with the assist. Can't believe St. Louis would trade Red Berenson, especially in the playoff line. Tom Webster tried something. 7-1. Keep going, boys. Kill the clock. But they don't. And Gordie Howe scores. He gets a standing ovation at the Forum. This might be his last game in Montreal. Howe with his 21st. Delfecchi with assist. Keep killing the clock, and Webster gets penalized. And we score! Whoa! The Chapeaus and Rice. Frank Holland from Lemaire and Tartu. 8-2. Guy Charon trying to score against us, but no, sir. good. Big Trombley from point two makes it 9-2. I don't think they've ever scored 10 goals in one game. Am I the chance? It is. Rajon Peanut Cool from Belleville with our here 10-2. Well, they got their butts handed them. Rutherford played 20 minutes and gave up 4 goals, and then they gave Gray the net 10-2. We gave up goals by Brown and Gordie Howe. Okay, we gave a goal to Gordie Howe, no problem. So Pete Mahovlich with 2 goals, Frank Mahovlich with 3, Tardif, Pointu, Lemaire, Tremblay, and Houle. How many assists? Like Frank got 3 assists, so Frank Mahovlich had a 6-point night. Been freaking tastic. Pete Mahovlich had just the 2 goals. What a lot of assists. Belleville had 4 assists. Too bad he didn't score a goal. Man, we really needed something. We're in Chicago, but we have what, 4 games left? Yeah, we're gonna hold off. Yeah, we're gonna hold off. We're in second place ahead of the Rangers on wins. We need this, and with 4 games left, I think it's almost all but certain Toronto will face second place. And LA's only 4 back. Philly 6 back of St. Louis. St. Louis is still in the playoff and chasing Pittsburgh for 3rd. I think they want to avoid Chicago. So I think there'll be a turtle derby for 4th. They'll probably play Minnesota. But that's the way it goes in the Wild Wild West. And I'm Jeff Diamond. Adieu.